Hey guys, thanks for checking out my channel. Please remember to like, share, subscribe. I appreciate you.
Hey guys, Scott here. So we got an update. Actually got some news coming. We're not gonna let on, but there's a surprise coming to the channel here. Old friend. So stay tuned. The car's staying. All the stuff that I have is staying, but we're gonna add to the pile. I have something I want to accomplish, and it's important. Psychologically, longevity of the life and limb in pursuit of happiness. Listen to this. All right. Trans cooler on the Trans Am, right? Pontiac. The lines that go into the Trans Am, no. The lines that go into the transmission for cooling. There's a little 3/8 line that comes out, goes into the radiator area, and then it goes back, return line. That's all it is. What was there before was a hard line. I think they're steel. And it was all, from the other video, you'll see it. It was all hokey pokey. There was a line that's coming out of the transmission, and then it went into this rubber line, like little adapter fitting that they made. And that's a no-no to me because it could slide. If that clamp loosens up and that rubber can slide off the steel, and we will have a leak. Transmission fluid is flammable. There's a hot header there. There's a lot of stuff in the way. So what I did was I grabbed me a couple of barbs. I call these barbs, okay? Let's see what they say. Air line hose repair splicer. I call these barb to barb fittings, okay? 3/8. You slide a rubber hose on this side, you slide a rubber hose on this side, and you band clamp it down. This is the rubber hose, okay? I've installed 2 into the transmission. I'll show you. After I cut out the other line, I extracted it with my pipe cutter. A very useful little tool to get into tight places. Here it is. That's the lower mandible, jaw, and then the stationary 2 rollers on top. I don't know if you guys know what pipe cutters are. I'm assuming everybody knows everything and nobody knows nothing. So I don't know if you can see this, but there is, up in the transmission area there's a brass and an aluminum colored barb now coming off the transmission. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take old Jimmy the hose here, and he's going to land on one fitting in and then one fitting out. I'm going to have 2 lines. But the trick is, because I had to drop this header here, if you notice, this header's hanging. This is a header. It's exhaust header. Checking it, making sure it's not rotted through anywhere. I'm going to run the rubber hoses along the bottom of the block. I'm going to secure them maybe to the oil pan with, because I've seen them in that location before from factory in different cars. These are little bendovers. Little bendovers. They're called wire products. Look, they go like this, okay? And you go up and over the hose, clamp them. Oh, they're strong. They get like that. And then you put a nut or a bolt through that, self-tapper, right into the frame, and you put your hose through there. So it's like a hose holder mount. Okay? I got to get better at filming stuff, guys. So I got a couple of those. And then I got old Uncle Loomis. This is like wire loom. I might do that. I might not. I don't know. I might get hot and that might melt. Every time I've seen that black stuff close to an engine, it gets kind of crinkly. So that's going to get the car transmission plumbed in to the new trans cooler. All that's left then, hook up the electric fans. And we can fire it up, fill it up with fluids. I'm going to talk about this later, the green pre-mixed. The pre-mixed antifreeze, 50-50. The reason why I get the pre-mixed and not the concentrate is because I don't have distilled water. I've talked about this before. Don't use tap water. Don't use well water. Don't use sewer water. But you got to watch the minerals it will clog up and hurt things, okay? In the works. That's it. Like, share, subscribe. Look forward to the update. I got a secret recipe coming of another project. Probably going to get a divorce, so then it's going to be the lonely man on Pine Bear and Craftsman Island. We really got to check out what's going to be happening here, guys, okay? I'll keep you posted. Thanks for watching. And stay safe, will you? Crazy world. Hey, guys, Scott here. Got to talk a little loud. I got the furnace on. Okay. Woo. I got the trans cooler lines run. I'm going to show you exactly what I did. Pretty neat. Pretty cool stuff, man. I think. Anybody else, critic. So far, you look down here. I know these are still wires and stuff in the way, but something new going on here. Okay, I got my hoses connected here. I got a really cool mount right here that I went on top of the sway bar mount. I made sure these are not going to make burrs if they vibrate. I'm going to tighten these down, maybe just tap them with the hammer a little bit. The lines go underneath. These aren't secured just yet, but they're just about. I'm going to come under here, show you the business end of things. Got some light. Okay, so these lines are now secure here, and they go under here, and they go around, and they're nice and tight, and they might rub against the rubber, but the frame, but they're not going to rub against anything sharp. They're above the suspension. They're below the fuel lines. I'm going to zip tie these together or some kind of connection. Now let me show you what I got under here. This is where it really got pretty cool, I think. All right. So I just tuck the zip tie ends in so we don't hurt nobody's fingers. I don't know if you can see it, but I came down from over here and I got a strap bolted right to the torque converter cover. I zip tied. This is brand new loom on the starter wires. Starter goes up in here. So if you can't tell, I know it's hard to see. Now these are floating a little bit. I see that. I'm going to lock them down with some more zip ties and probably go back up to the oil pan, one of the oil pan bolts with something to hold it. But this is going to stay away from the header. It's got a metal strap here that's going to hold it. It's not just zip tied. It's got a metal strap that's going to hold the danger transmission. And we tuck it underneath. It comes through here. So that's how I did it. Now, that's not how I did it on other projects. Other projects I ran AN fittings. But this one, I think we're going to be good. This is the type of project that it is. Like I said, it's going to be low budget. Very excited about the upper radiator support. Headers are back on. Just got to land my wires. I neatened up a lot of the wiring here. Okay. I still have a ground I got to run, which I like to run the ground back to the battery always. But I also like it to tie into the frame somewhere. I have a body ground, I should say. Here's a body ground. So always maintain your body grounds at the firewall. That's what's back over here. This wire's got to come off, but there's a body ground there. It's copper. Some of this stuff is going to lay there, and some of it's not. I know this looks like junk. I got to figure out what happened here. It kind of double washered it and it spread it. That's not gonna work, because eventually that's gonna start to nick on the alternator. So if you guys are spying things you don't like, I get it. It's a work in progress. Over here is gonna be the relay for the fans. Okay, this is just the wires. Way more than I need. But down there is where she's gonna sit, up against there, nice and out of the weather. I got to run a power wire behind the radiator support. for a constant 12 volt. I got to run a switch. I got to run a ground that goes through the sensor that's got to go here. I got to put a temperature sensor here. So I don't know, I might snake it along this radiator hose, look like junk. Maybe I'll extend it, come around, go underneath, and pop out here. I'm just concerned that the height of it's going to touch here. I'll show you. Here's another video. This guy goes in there. He looks tall, but you got to remember some of it's going inside. So let's say that goes down in with the spacer. That's going to impede it. There's going to be an impedance. Because I got to put a bushing in there, so that's going to touch. So I got a temp sensor back there, port. I got this intake manifold. There's a lot of them here. I got one on the front here. Maybe that's the dime a dozen. Yeah, maybe I'll go right there. Perfect. That's why sometimes it pays to upgrade and get an aftermarket intake. It's got extra love to it. I got another one here. That's a little neater. But I kind of want to have the temp sensor up by the thermostat. But that's another video. Thanks for watching. Tune into that one. And I want to get this done. Run what you brung. I got a mess in here. Don't even look. Look at this. This is how I work, okay? It's just stuff. And then you clean it up. What are you going to do? Put each tool back, wipe it down? Not at my house. But the car, I try to put as much effort into making it right as possible because I want to not have a fire. I want to not have a flood. I want to not have an electrical fire. I don't want my kid to get hurt. I don't want nobody else's kid to get hurt. So I'm trying to do this like all the time. Like you can take this kid to the store. You can go down the road. I want to be able to use it. So that's one reason why I get the fans out of here. I want to use these electric fans because if I'm working on this with my kid, I don't want them with the fingers. I know back in the day, we taught them not to touch. Well, today's today, man, and I'm trying to be extra careful, man. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe, comment, listen to Rancid if you like Rancid. I like Rancid. I got a poster of him over there. Whoop. See you guys.